third tip for this series is showing appreciation both for yourself as well as for others. I think appreciation is a really important factor to consider when it comes to developing your personal mental attitude. Positive mental attitude, I should say, sorry. Now,
what do you exactly mean by appreciation, though?
Well, by appreciation, what I mean is showing an appreciation and I suppose a gratefulness for the things that you do actually have in your life at the moment. Most people tend to focus, especially when looking at the past, people tend to focus on the really negative things that have happened. Like, the past is the past, there's nothing you can do to change it. So just dwelling on it is just going to be a self-destructive sort of action to take. What you should be doing instead is focusing on what you do have now, what you have in the present, and what you're working towards achieving.
That's right. Yeah. And you know what? A lot of people look at the good events that have happened to them as something that's temporary. Something that happened for a little bit. It's not going to stick around, and it's always something to do with an external factor. Usually not something they've managed to do themselves, something that happened to them because they're lucky or whatever random coincidence. But you know what? The people that get what they want and get to go where they want in life are the ones that realize that a lot of what they've managed to achieve is because of themselves. Luck, you can look at luck whichever way you want, but don't rely on the fact that some people are just lucky and some people are not.
Exactly. And the second part of this tip actually sort of builds on from that. So yeah, I mean, a lot of where you get in life is because of your own work and working really hard to get where you are. But I would argue that nobody in a position of success or happiness or wealth got there alone.
Yeah.
So what you really need to do as well is for the mentors and sort of colleagues and people who have helped you get through your life and put you in the position you are, you really need to show an appreciation for them in your life. And if you think about it, in some ways these people are a thing that you have as well. So showing appreciation for them is showing appreciation for things that you have yourself.
Yeah, that's right. And being able to show appreciation for other people actually builds this great cycle where you become this person who other people realize, wow, this guy really appreciates me. I like working with him. I like hanging around him because he knows that what I do is, it's actually worth something to him. And how many people will look at you and you feel unappreciated? It's because they don't tell you they appreciate you. So you can take the first step. Tell other people how
how often have you been at work, and sort of sat there moaning and thinking, the boss doesn't appreciate me. I put in all this work and things like that. People who have done things for you may well be thinking exactly the same thing.
That's it.
So it is one of those things where you do have to, step up to the plate, and you do need to put the glove down first.
Absolutely. So take the first step. Tell people in your life that you appreciate them, and more importantly, tell yourself where you are in life. You got there because you've actually got there. You might not be where you want to be, but this is where you are. Appreciate the fact that you're alive, you're healthy, you're watching a video on YouTube. I mean, life can't be that bad at the moment, right? So a lot of people are in much worse situations than you. So appreciate the fact that you're lucky, you're alive, and you're watching this, and you're learning to improve yourself. I mean, you've taken the first step.
Yeah. Again, we like to give practical solutions to people. So something which you might want to try is next time you're sort of feeling like that sort of things are going negative and you're dwelling on things in the past. Get out a pen and paper and write down a list of the things that you do have in your life, and don't just sort of have a half sort of hearted attempt at it and try to do it in 2 minutes. Sit down and give yourself half an hour. And make yourself list everything that's positive in your life, and I'd be very surprised if you can't fill an entire A4 page or 3.
That's right.
That's one step. The second thing that I would sort of suggest trying is think of someone that you really do appreciate in your life and someone who's done a lot for you in your life. And let them know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a number of examples of how you might want to do this.
There's so many things you can do. I mean, finding completion with other people. Like, a lot of people never actually get to tell their parents how much they appreciate them because, because they don't feel like they should or whatever it is the reason. But you know what? You'll get so much gratification and fulfillment out of telling your parents or your partner or someone that you really, you love them and you're really happy that they're in your life. And that might be something you've never done before. But let me tell you, when you do it, like I have, it's a great feeling. It really opens up your relationship with other people, and you build up. It becomes much better from then on.
Exactly, and I mean, people who have sort of personal relationships, such as families and partners, it's great to talk to them about that sort of face to face. Another thing is that if you want to show appreciation for a mentor in your career or in your workplace or something like that, it can't hurt to send them a letter. Send them a letter and write or an email and write that you appreciate them. It could even just be a card, like a thank you card saying thanks for your help, Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, an email would be great.
Yeah.
You know, I know that if I'd helped someone out and I received an email, I'd feel very touched.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
I mean, it might be one of those things you might decide that having that slightly more personal touch of sending, say, a letter or even just a thank you card.
Yeah, anything.
You know, people. I mean, I'd be chuffed if I received a thank you card in the mail.
I can guarantee you, whoever you send that to will be much more willing to help you next time too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this leads us into our fourth tip quite nicely, which is cultivating our social environment.
Yeah.